What's up, y'all? This is the Macism, aka Opa Boy, with a late as hell stream. It is going on 2:30 in the AM. I'm sitting here fighting sleep, probably play for maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours before I crash. Figured I would bring up an oldie but a goodie. Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Oh my god, I believe this game came out in '05. I know it came out the year that the Xbox 360 came out. I know that much. And got this game for 15 bucks. This along with Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, which I highly recommend for the PS4. You can get both for 40 bucks. I caught it when it was on a clearance sale. But yeah, I caught it for 15 bucks on a clearance sale. Buy both for 40. Don't buy them separate because they will cost you $40 each. There was a pretty big complaint about that when it dropped. People were like, they were getting all up in their feelings and getting slightly butthurt over that.
Welcome, my friend. Do you require information? Namor is the first known hybrid of Homo sapiens and Homo mermanus,
one of the
humans
best
and merpeople. He can breathe water and
superhero
air,
games, the best
but if he's
Marvel
away from
comic
water
game,
too
one of
long,
the best
he will begin to weaken.
action RPGs ever made. I will say that hands down. And I played quite a few action RPGs. Granted, this plays more like a beat. Let's call it what it is, a beat 'em up with RPG mechanics. There, I said it. It's a beat 'em up with RPG mechanics, but it is an RPG. You do level up, you do boost up their skills, you do unlock skills, you do get equipment. Over the course of the game, you can reach to level 99. In this game, I mean, yeah, I'm just under 100. You can also solo this game. You could pick one hero and go through the game if you choose to, if you want the challenge. And there is some challenge to this game. This is a long game. I know I'm doing a lot of talking right now, but I figure, that's gonna put me to sleep eventually. But yeah, this is one of the all-time
As with
games
most
that
merpeople,
came out
he has an
in the
inborn
era that I
distrust of
consider
surface
the sweet
dwellers,
spot
and true to
of
his
video
belligerent
gaming for
nature,
me.
Namor can
My
take
video
his
game sweet
distrust
spot
to
is
the
the
extreme.
PS2, Xbox, GameCube, even stretching to the Dreamcast era of video games. That was my sweet spot. That was to me how I felt the pinnacle of what video games could be. Even when I was playing games on the Super NES, I wanted games to get to the point that they did on the Xbox, GameCube, and PS2 era. Anything
Distant cousins to
refinement.
your race. Having
It's
evolved
just
on the ocean
refinement.
floor,
Even though
it
you
is
say,
impossible for them to
the
breathe
PlayStation
air.
and the Sega Saturn, set the stage for, the generation of Xbox, the PS2s, and the GameCubes. But I feel graphically and content-wise, that era, Xbox, PS2, and GameCube.
Because they
was
live
at the
in the
top of
extreme
game.
conditions of
You
the
had a lot of
ocean,
franchises that got
merpeople are
birthed
very hardy.
during that era.
They are stronger than humans, can swim up to 30 miles
Yeah,
per
this
hour,
is one of those
and
games
live to be
that came
over
out during I would
150
have to
years
say
of
almost
age.
the prime of that era. That era really didn't last long. It really started around, I would say, 2000. When the PS2 dropped in Japan, the GameCube and the Xbox didn't drop till around 2001, 2002. But
I know it's a name Colonel Fury would just as... Yes, and to make matters worse, the Colonel was forced. I would suggest you talk... I am glad to be...
But yeah, I'm talking to Vision right now. But that era, and also look at these graphics, and it's a full 60 frames per second. And you're not going to get this graphical quality, not even in the PS3 or the Xbox 360 versions. Don't get me wrong, those versions still look pretty good, but not this good. They outsourced both games to a different company to do these ports that got put
Hi,
on the
it's good to see you. Do you need something?
Also, these ports have all the DLC, so you'll be able to play all the characters. In this game, I think you will get access to the Juggernaut. You'll get like some characters were console specific, like on the Xbox 360 had Marvel Ultimate Alliance Gold, and that had Colossus, Magneto, Sabretooth, Hawkeye, and Cyclops as playable characters, which wasn't in the regular version. And I think the PS3, I don't know if all of them got Silver Surfer, but yeah, and I think the PSP, I think got some characters that, and even the DS got characters that, these ports got. And with Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, you do get Juggernaut in that game. You get Psylocke, you get Magneto, I think you get Carnage, Black Panther, and I think there was one more character in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. You get the complete, experience when you get these versions of the game.
The mutant amplifier vastly augments any mutant's natural power. So yes, but it has some not much. He'd wind up...
But yeah, I played the crap out of these games. Especially this game. Played the crap out of it to the point where I was picking up strategy guides and shit. I was doing tier lists on this game. I shit you not. I would be on the GameFAQs board. I think it was on the 360 GameFAQs board. Yeah, Marvel Ultimate Alliance. There was a character tier list, and me and people, we debated, discussed, argued, over what character is good for what, what situations and things like that. And that post lasted a good while, after the point after I said my piece and dropped out of the conversation. But we thoroughly went over characters, what they could do and stuff like that. Wow, even the freaking, the plants are in freaking high definition, ultra spit shiny in this version of the game. But
greetings, welcome back. My apologies. I should have... We do not know. He has been a fair and just ruler for many years. There's also multiple endings in this game. The people love him.
Based on what you do or don't do affects the ending of the game. Also, when you beat the game, I don't know if you want a spoiler, but there's some funny shit that happens at the end. They do the outtakes by the voice actors, and some of it is very, very funny.
Perhaps, but Namor has always been... We do not know. Perhaps. When Merpeople and surface dwellers first met, there was quite a bit of hostility.
Yeah, I played this
There were even several invasion attempts.
It was pretty long for what it is. I don't know. I think my first playthrough, going through the Xbox version, I think it took me like 38 hours. For a beat 'em up with RPG elements.
Lukewarm at best. The Merpeople prefer to keep us at arm's distance.
And then when I got the Xbox 360 version of the game, when I got gold, I would power up my characters.
Once you reach our Atlantis outpost, you will be infected with a special nanotechnology. Mr. Fantastic and Dr. Pym had a hand in developing it.
And that's really how I got my data for a tier list as well, as far as, what characters are good for what.
It will allow you to breathe water with no discomfort. You will also be able to move along the bottom of the ocean, as if you were moving on dry land. I would not say that name too loud. He is a leader of Hydra. You should ask... You are quite...
But yeah, this game has quite a bit of content. You can unlock, I think, 4 outfits per character.
I wish I could go to Atlantis with you, Cap.
So I hear, sir. I just hope we can be of help to Namor.
SHIELD's directive is to keep the world peace. To do that, we have to I'm sure they wouldn't be too happy. We realize now that Doom had no intention of commandeering the helicarrier. Correct. The Omega and the experiments it held was their prime objective all along. Dugan's still trying to sort things out, but apparently the base sustained only minor damage.
I've played these games so many times. You know, I already know everything that they said and stuff like that.
Yes, they've been locked in a cold storage unit on level 3. Aside from some minor cases of frostbite, everyone was fine.
You want to get both for $40. Got an extra level of spit shine on it.
Gabe? Heck yes. He's a great guy. He still is. Gabe's one of my top... You're welcome.
The nanotechnology team will be meeting in the electronics lab.
Alright, so now I gotta talk to this fool.
Colonel Fury,
Wyatt
Red Roll is
Wingfoot.
on line 6.
Could I ask a big favor of you? Would you ask Dr. Pym if he could take a look at the Quinjet's data feed to Stark Tower?
And this was last seen in the weapons lab.
Are you kidding? No problem. Anytime.
President is on line 5, Colonel Fury.
I also gotta give him that decrypted module.
Miss Bambi and Miss Heather are still waiting.
Hello
for
again.
the main lock,
How-
Mr. Stark.
I am.
I gave it to him already.
John Storm would like you to announce that today is
Hi again.
65th birthday.
Ah, that's right. The Quinjet's comm line to the... there's no...
Hello again. How may...
Mr. Stark,
I am...
there's a Harold Hogan on line 2 for you.
Maybe I can go see what the Tony Stark. Yeah, I can go to Iron Man Lab. Okay. But yeah, but as you can tell by the title, basically, Marvel. This was the time Marvel was kind of rebuilding. This was after this game came out after the comic book crash, when the comic industry pretty much crashed, and it crashed hard. The 90s were very good to the comic industry, and then the comic book industry kind of went batshit crazy with all their special edition covers, no different than what they're doing now. You know, with their foil covers, and the market was flooded to the point that a lot of books were not selling, just like how it is now. You know, stores were closing, just like how it is now. Comic stores closing. But that's because, you know, back then there was too much product. The speculation market, you know, collapsed on itself. And, you know, with the comic industry now, it's just the price of comic books. You're paying $5. Like, I think between $4 to $10 for a comic book. And then you also have it to the point where Marvel was doing, how would I put it? Doing diversity hires. Basically, after the whole Spider-Woman cover debacle, you know, look up Milo Manara Spider-Woman cover and read up on that. Milo Manara, a well-known erotic, you know, European artist, he did a whole bunch of covers for Marvel.
Look well, sir.
I think over the course of like a year and a half. And he did a cover of Spider-Woman that just, I don't know, I need to look up more information, but it just blew up the internet. And you also got to realize that at this time, you know, Anita Sarkeesian and Mary Sue and all these other websites that, you know, during the whole feminist agenda time, and everybody wanted to be woke, and Marvel was pandering with their diversity. Like, I'm African American, I'm fine with diversity as long as it's not forced. You know, I care more about the characters in a story if it's legit good. I don't care about you trying to cater to me, trying to cater to my people, because people who do that, they don't do it with a genuine, you know, with genuine feelings. And this was ingenuine, you know, because some of the books they put out, like Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, is based off of Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur, an old comic by Jack Kirby, except they replaced the monkey-looking dude with a black, like a little underage black girl, you know, and gave her the dinosaur. And then you have another teenage black girl taking over for Iron Man, Ironheart. Then you got an Asian guy taking over for Hulk. And then you got Jane Foster taking over for Thor. and Miss Marvel becomes Captain Marvel and ended up looking like, a butch male version of herself. And then her Miss Marvel gets turned to a Pakistani girl. I actually did enjoy the Miss Marvel
Jarvis,
comic.
I'm glad you're here.
It was actually pretty
It just
enjoyable.
wouldn't be the same without you.
Not all the content that, the woke era of Marvel, the pandering era, is bad. I have read some of them. Not all of them are bad. Not all of them are bad. But just the fact that knowing what they're created for and why they're getting pushed, kind of gets under my skin. Especially if these people and coming out of Marvel, that's pretty pathetic.
You could say it is a dream of Mr. Stark's that was 4 years.
So, like I was telling about the Spider-Woman
the top
cover,
3
that
floors are his living
basically
quarters.
scared the
rest
crap out
of the
of Marvel
building
for some
houses his
reason.
business interests.
And this was after the time where they did get bought up by Disney. Disney left them alone for a good, I would say, at least 3 years. Disney let them be. Disney was like, as long as we can get these Marvel movies done, but that didn't get started till 2012, when they started, but Disney left them alone. But after this Spider-Woman cover, and it blew up, and it kind of made, internet news and almost national news, is when Marvel just did a complete 180. It did. They decided they wanted to get rid of their own base, cater to a new fan base. My broadcast might cut out. It might spike on me. Oh, it's holding up there.
No,
so
not
this might
any
be a
longer.
short Let's Play.
Mr. Stark recently had a change of heart concerning that particular
Issues after Spider-Woman came out, totally changed her character design, her costume, and her body type. She was curvy, and sexy, and then they put her in this weird outfit, not as curvy. Got a whole different art team, whole different writing team, writing the book. She got pregnant, had a kid, and it's like, okay, what happened,
Hello, my friend.
Shit
I trust all is well.
Oh, there's Black Panther, there's T'Challa. You have to find some stuff to make him playable, to make him unlockable.
Now I know the extent S.H.I.E.L.D. is willing to go to gather information on countries with closed borders.
But yeah, Marvel did a complete 180 at this point. And this game is probably the last testament of when Marvel was good. I think this was before, or during, probably during the time of Civil War, or close. No, this was before. This is when Marvel was really rebuilding itself.
And now I wonder if perhaps
Ultimate
S.H.I.E.L.D.
Spider-Man
doesn't have an outpost hidden there.
The Xbox were still selling okay. Captain America and Hulk were doing well. Bendis was running the ship and, steering it well. Marvel was slowly getting out of bankruptcy. They were still financially struggling. But at least the books, the comics had good content. The content in the comics. Oops. I might fill out. But the content in the comics was still good. It was still Marvel.
Now I know the extent S.H.I.E.L.D. is willing to go to gather information on countries with closed borders. Indeed, we have the largest deposit of vibranium in the world. To open our borders would be an invitation to those who would conquer
Black
us.
Panther in this game, but you can also get Blade in this game.
Over the centuries,
yeah, this roster in
Indeed,
this
I
game
am.
was really,
Victor
really
Von
good.
Doom has created a
Yeah,
sizable army
Elektra,
of
as you see up there, the
supervillains.
lady in the red outfit. She was a big character. This was at about the time where she did come out with a movie.
But Doom must have a truly grand
the Elektra
scheme
movie,
to risk attacks on the
she was
Helicarrier
pretty
and
big.
the Omega.
I don't know if Fox or somebody put out that cheesy Daredevil movie starring Ben Affleck.
Indeed, I don't.
It was entertaining for what it was. They tried to base it on the joke that set out a relaunch of the comic.
Well,
which was pretty good, pretty well received when it dropped around 2000. I actually picked it up. The art was good, and the movie was kind of like, it's like I can watch it now and be entertained. I watched it back then; it was pretty entertained. But they did make some character choices, like Kingpin ended up being Michael Clark Duncan. He's a big old black dude. He passed away, but I guess they couldn't find any big white dude to play Kingpin. I think that was my biggest beef with the movie.
That was
was
just
the
the
fact
beginning.
that they had
Suddenly I had trouble getting building
they had Michael Clark
filing
Duncan
patents.
playing
Don't get me started on how my taxes
Kingpin. Granted, I understand why they did it, but I'm sorry. You know, it's like if you ever seen the Daredevil show on Netflix, they found a really good actor to play the Kingpin in that. So I felt it was kind of rushed.
More like they had trouble with me. That was just the beginning. I'm not sure. Really don't.
As far as their casting.
Anytime.
What can I do for you?
Elektra's probably the most, in my opinion, underpowered kind of useless character in this game. It's like you gotta be a really big Elektra fan to want to use her in this game. I don't know. From my playthrough of her only best outfit to do any decent damage was like her black outfit. It also reflected damage onto her attackers if she got attacked. But there are too many heavy hitters in this game more than this character.
She must have been trying
I
to
think
get
a good
that
challenge
laptop
would
to the
try to
enemy
go
during
through
the
this
helicarrier
game
battle.
with her solo.
Yes. That laptop shows all secure. Not yet. She's his second in command. Yes. Okay. So Daredevil and I were close several years back. No, I'm not. I'm long over Daredevil. You're welcome.
Let's go talk to the Weasel.
Hey. It definitely belongs to the Black Whip. For most techs, it would have been a lost cause. It mostly dealt with I don't know. But that laptop had the layout of the building and all kinds... I can, but you need to get me Fury's password into S.H.I.E.L.D.'s priority file. My sources tell me it's one of 3 possibilities. Jacob Fury, Baron Strucker, or... That's what I need you to find out. Thanks. When you get back from Atlantis...
Alrighty, so... went through that. Weasel was a partner with the Punisher, and I think he ended up being partnered with Deadpool. Like, pre-2010 Deadpool. You know... But I don't know what my team should be. Let me show you the roster, what I'm working with. I haven't unlocked a lot of characters. You'll unlock more through the game. Like I said, ooh, yeah, we got Moon Knight. Oh yeah, Dr. Doom was playable. You know, we got Hulk. Yeah, we got Luke Cage, Invisible Woman, Thor, Storm, Mr. Fantastic, Venom. Yeah, that's right. We got Venom, Sabretooth, Magneto, and Dr. Doom came on Marvel Ultimate Alliance Gold on the Xbox 360. Yeah, Moon Knight. I think Moon Knight was a console exclusive, I think, for the PS3. Haven't unlocked Ghost Rider, Blade, Doctor Strange. Who else? There are some other people, but yeah. But the other one, yeah, you got Nightcrawler, Cyclops, Hawkeye, and Colossus. So basically, you can have a whole squad of X-Men. Yeah, I think I haven't unlocked Ghost Rider, Blade, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Daredevil. I think, yeah, Nick Fury is unlockable. Yeah, I think he's an unlockable character in this game. But yeah, this is the roster. Pretty decent roster. Yeah, you gotta remember, this is pre-Civil War, Secret Invasion Marvel, which was a pretty good time. I always like using Spider-Woman. She was my heavy damage dealer, you know, for a good while. I don't know who to use. I think I'll sub Spider-Man with this Marvel.
Ms. Marvel.
Get myself. Well, I haven't unlocked Team Perks yet. I haven't unlocked Team Perks. That'll come a little bit later. It should be coming pretty soon. Probably during this Namer mission. I'll get it. But yeah, you don't want to do auto assign. You want to assign your own powers. But oh yeah, I'm gonna give her these, so that'll help her out. But yeah, different outfits give you different kind of perks. Ooh, radio attack of 5% melee damages, radiation. Chance to dodge melee attacks. 5% XP. I'll give her radioactive touch. I'll give her for ranged. Oh, she already got that equipped. Okay. I'll give that to Wolverine since he's going to be in the mix. On all attacks. Wow, that's pretty good. Scorpion to cause a knockdown on range attacks. Do I want the XP? You know what? I'll take that. Alright. So, oh yeah, so here you can expand it. This is gonna be his classic costume. He'll have critical chance, max energy, defense. But he's already got the freaking experience perk with this and the shield mastery of defense. So that's ultimate Avengers.
Watch each other's back.
But yeah, Marvel before, I would say Marvel up to 2012 was good. It was decent. It was decent for what it was.
I wish I could go to Atlanta. So I
talk to you like this, you said.
Dugan, yes. We realized, correct. You're welcome.
Alright, so I guess their little things pop up.
Greetings.
Red Roll is on line 6.
My opponent. You are.
Let's go head on mission. So that's the only thing we need to do right now. Did I get what's your name? Cufflinks? On one of these tables. I think I did already. Oh, shit. Yeah, but Marvel, this was a good time. A really good time to be reading the comics.
It's good
to be into comics, it was quite a bit of excitement. Ooh, look at those textures on Spider-Woman. You know, you can really see the textures in her costume. Like I said, whoever worked on this, you know, the
Listen
people
up,
who thought this game out
We've
did a
been
really
sent
good
here
job.
to investigate a situation in
Yeah,
Atlantis.
but the freaking
What kind of
the
situation
CGI is
we
horrible.
talking
They
about
didn't-
here,
they didn't put the
An hour ago,
CGI in
Namorita
HD.
sent a message saying a riot's taking place.
CGI
A crowd
is
broke into the
horrible
throne room
visual
of
quality.
Atlantis and dragged Namor off his throne.
Why